Hello, Ayubuan, Imthiyaaz,
Hi,
how are
everyone.
you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. First off, hope yourself and everyone at Sixer Video are keeping safe and healthy.
Yes, they are. They are well. Thanks.
Thank you. Hey, first thing first, of course, thank you for your time, for joining us here,
Sure.
and would love to congratulate you, obviously, as being one of the EmergeX winners as part of the program of the Microsoft for Startup. And as I was going through um, the winning criteria, I mean, you've been very impressive, having been secured some great customers from Toyota Land and Union Insurance, getting funding from Asset Venture, coming in runner-up at the Disrupt Asia 2018 Startup Battle, and also represented Sri Lanka at the Oslo Innovation Week. And so I think when people talk about and listen to a Sixer, they may relate it to cricket. But
Yes.
apparently, this is bigger and broader. I mean, this is really impacting about human resources, talent,
Yes.
recruitment, acquisition. So please, over to you. Tell us a little bit more about what your startup does.
So yeah, thanks for this opportunity. First off, it's great because like this is not our first time that we applied. This is the second time. I think we
Oh,
were very early when we applied the first time. So I think we were not at that stage to be qualified. So this is great to be back and get to have a team that is helping us out as well. So to start with, our startup, Sixer Video, is a pre-recorded video interview platform that helps hiring teams and management to pre-screen candidates or potential candidates before they walk in for an interview. So we use the medium so the companies can sign up. When they sign up through our system, they get their own dedicated dashboard, and they can put up their own questions. They can time it. They can send requirements. Okay, I need a CV, or I need your portfolio. You can request that as well. And where the potential candidates would probably use either our applications on iOS or Google Play Store, or they can just use our desktop version as well. So right now, since the day we started, we have completed close to around 2,800 video interviews, completed with about 18 companies since we started. And also now we are growing since the pandemic happened as well. We are going on escalation because like currently in Sri Lanka, and I think this is something common in around Asia as well. In Sri Lanka currently, a single HR manager goes through about 30. It can be a Zoom call, it can be a Microsoft call. They go through 30 calls per week. Just one single individual is going through that. So this was something that the whole COVID thing happened. It changed our perspective because that was not the issue that we were tackling. We were trying to save time for HR managers and make the process efficient. So basically, since the COVID happened, now we are saving companies a lot of time. And for a day, on average day, we do around 10 to 15 video interviews for about 2 or 3 companies here in Sri Lanka.
wow, that's impressive, yeah. Very impactful, productive, efficient, and remote.
Exactly, remote as well. I think that is, one of the things that we really want to assure the clients, especially the clients who are working with us, because some of the clients that we work, you might be knowing the John Keel's group, which is a conglomerate here in
Yeah.
Sri Lanka, is an avid Microsoft user company. So and even AIA, which is, we are now introduce our new product, which is this agency product, is where AIA is also a huge user of our platform. And when it comes to that, for them, it's always security, right? So with this program, when the moment I told, hey, like, we are in this program for this this EmergeX program, they all were very happy that we are taking progressive steps towards assuring their company standards and also assuring security, because for us the data is very important. Why I say that is because like when these videos are done, a lot of companies ask the potential candidates what their expected salary is. Now, certain times these things can't go out, right? So if Microsoft is hiring, let's say through 6 Video, that only person can view those videos is only Microsoft. Even we can't do it, right? So it goes through our own systems and all of that. So it's very important. So one of the top reasons that we wanted to get into the program and be a part of this whole system is that because going forward, we are going ahead with a lot of big companies like MNCs going forward here in Sri Lanka, in Malaysia, and in Australia as well. So we thought this program can be a great place to start and exploring, because like, to be really honest, I'm not from a tech background. I started this way back in 2017. I only have a degree in businesses, managing tech teams. They talk me in different languages, but somehow manage and doing it. So the knowledge is very important as well.
Of course, it's bringing the best brains together.
Exactly.
And as you said, privacy, security, absolutely top of mind, because trust is so hard to earn, but you can just kind of lose it like that.
Exactly. So that's the relationship we have with clients, right? From day one, some of the clients, especially Toyota that you mentioned, they signed up with us way back in 2017. They have been our clients since for the last, now it's going to be our 4th anniversary. We have thought of going to set a cake or something like that and really celebrated with them. They have processed around, if I can recall, around 200 interviews since the day they started with us. And always for them, we try to keep security as a big thing. And even if I'm in any work, pick up the call, explain to them, this is what we do, this is how we are doing it. So we have that relationship, and giving that extra credibility that we are working with Microsoft, we are together with Microsoft, we are using Azure, can actually, to be very important, take a lot of weight from my team. And at the same time, when signing up with our platform, people, clients doesn't need to think twice. Okay, they're using Azure. Great, it's secure. This is what Microsoft has offered. So that is something that is very important as well.
Wow, that's great. And so, Imthiyaaz, I was just thinking, given this kind of level of responsibility, right, that you have and the impact it's making, share some of the criteria that you use on making that technology decisions. I mean, obviously hear about security number one. What are some of the other, criteria that you made on these technology decisions?
So some of the things that we actually see is we see the physical. Now, a lot of the companies that we go and talk with, right? So setting up a video conferencing call like a Microsoft Teams or anything, now it has become the norm, right? It's easy, you send a code, you get it done. But this is something very unique because companies here, especially in Sri Lanka, no one has used a system like this at all. We do have some competitors who work with big companies like Standard Chartered, Unilever. There is companies, but they rarely use that platform here in Sri Lanka. So when you go out and say, hey, you have been doing this person to person, physically you have been doing this all this time, how do we turn it into an automated or digitalized system, right? So what we do is we look at the physical, how many people are walking in, how many people are applying. We look at the old data and then we determine, hey, this is how it's going to say. We predict, okay, there's going to be 100 videos per month. There's going to be 200, 300, like that. We are going to quantify this is how it's going to happen. And as soon as that happens, then we have a 1-month pilot, which actually run and we determine whether, this is suitable, and then only we project onto that system as well. Because what happens is that we give a dedicated folder, which is locked for the client. Right? So it's not going to be under one pool. So we have to make sure that certain folder that we open up on our server would be able to, let's say 100 people at the same time can they upload, right? So we make choices on that. So based on that, under our current system, what we do is we do some paid integrations we add additional firewalls, and we have a waiting month about 3 months to see, okay, is this sufficient or do we need to expand it? So that's where basically we go ahead with and decide, okay, this is how much we want, but it's still 100% based on the criteria or the knowledge that we have got from the clients. But now, because we are working with around 5 financial institutes here in Sri Lanka. So if a 6th financial institute come, we know how the process is. So it's easy to sort of go ahead. But one of the biggest issues that we had was the apparel industry in Sri Lanka, which was heavily affected from the COVID scenario. We were working with a local company called EmergeX, and they had some huge issues that were running. So then we got a lot of requests from different apparel companies, but we couldn't replicate because of the whole scenario, how the country was going towards lockdowns and all of that. So it's basically heavily depends right now with the client's criteria, and then we determine the technology criteria after going through some load balancing and testing in the first 3 months.
I see, got you. And so can you share a little bit, the impact of the Highway to 100 Unicorns, this micro startup program has for, to help you as a startup?
I think the startup program done by Microsoft, because like if you can recall, this is our second time applying. So last time when we applied, it was much more face-to-face at the Sri Lankan office. I met Latika there, so we were talking. What we actually got from this is actually some credibility to our startup, which is where, okay, Microsoft is involved. That added a lot of credibility, and actually that helped us in our efforts to start negotiation with some companies who were just going on a monthly basis to actually sign up with us on an annual or biannual basis. That actually helps us, right? So now what we have done is we have laid out a timeline, and we are told, okay, we are part of this program. This is when we are going to go into Azure. This is where we are going to look at some of the funding to make sure that the structures are well organized. So I think it's the knowledge that, okay, they understood that we are taking the effort to make sure the data is safe. I think that we were actually looking at different things. How are we going to do it? Because we got a lot of independent guys to do reports, but that cost us a lot. But just by getting into the program helped us a lot to, especially with the top companies who are using Microsoft, like I mentioned, John Keels and AIA, they are assured. And of course, Mr. Harsha, who is running MicroImage here in Sri Lanka. Yes. We got noticed, right? So I'm pretty sure he didn't know who we were, I think around last week. But, as soon as we got into the program, we got in touch, and, we have this, he's this kind of a person who's giving us great advice and everything like that.
Yes.
So I think I'm being really honest. We have yet to get the full potential of the program, right? So I think we would have got the 10%. For the 10% itself, it has been a great ROI that we have got. And I think in the next stages, I think we would be able to actually break out to international markets, which is our plan. Also with the help of Microsoft.
Absolutely. And the names that you mentioned, John Keels and MicroImage, they're great partners with us as well. And so before I let you go,
sure.
I would like to ask you, so what's your next big thing? I mean, how do you want to take Sixer Video to the next level? What's your goal big in mind?
So one thing that we really want to do is we want to be the most preferred video interview platform in Southeast Asia by 2023. We have made plans because of this COVID thing. We just made a bit of a delay was there. But what truly we want to do is we want to associate our brand with video interviews, and not just to be an interview platform, but to be a secure video communication platform that will branch out to sales, campus hirings, internal communications. We actually just running a bit of pilots on something called Sales Pal, where it's a pre-recorded sales pitch. So we want to be the most preferred secure video communication platform in Asia or Southeast Asia within the next 5 years.
Well, I'm sure. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Partnership together. And so again, I want to thank you for your time
Sure.
and congratulate you. So, and I, of course, everyone from Microsphere here wishing you and Sixer Video a very happy new year. Stay safe.
Same. Thank you.
And all well. Okay?
Okay. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.